We're visiting the Balearic Islands in Spain. They're located in the beautiful Mediterranean Sea. During my stopover in Madrid, I stopped in town for a Tinto Verano beverage. This is GlobeTrotter and I'm Jon Haggins. I'm here in the Balearic Islands. This is the island of Ibiza and it is just so romantic. The food is fantastic. The people are so friendly here. You're going to enjoy the stay here in Ibiza.
The group Moet et Chandon, they came out more than 2 years ago with a new champagne. It's called Champagne Moet Ice Imperial. The bottle is white and it is recommended to drink the champagne with ice. Ice and fruits, raspberries, ginger. Also
the beach club is trendy and it faces the sea. It's a perfect place to relax on a chaise and have a refreshing drink or lunch. The scenery of Ibiza is unbelievably beautiful.
Okay, ready?
I'm sea kayaking on the Mediterranean Sea for a magnificent sunset.
Before 10 minutes, I think.
When I was very fast now.
Ah, the sun disappears into the colorful horizon. This is the view from the top of the hill next to the castle. Oh yes, that's me with an overview of the old town of Ibiza. The ferries dock in the seaport and transports everyone to Formentera Island. The houses in the old town are accented with colorful bougainvilleas.
It is a World Heritage Site. This part is the fruit of successive constructions. Of course. So we have remains of all these different civilizations. The Phoenicians, we said, started to build the town. Then the Carthaginians, Romans, Vandals, Byzantines, Moors, Christians, pirates, hippies, holiday makers. We keep on being invited. It's an amazing place. So, 27 centuries ago, the town starts to grow from here. And since we have a merge of different styles, for example, according to some historians, on the hilltop, there was always a religious temple under each civilization. This is normal, but no remain of a mosque. Maybe during the excavations lately, because we are restoring the old castle, they found remains of a mosque. But the church was built in the 13th century, when the Muslims were thrown away, So it's a merge of different styles, Gothic, the tower, right, and Baroque here. It was built under the advocation of Our Lady of the Snow, and it doesn't snow very often here because they take many images from the cathedral. They walk down to the harbor and then have to come back up. You are going to see what Dalvila is, which is the labyrinth of cobble lanes, narrow lanes, and little squares.
The Old Town Wall remains to give an insight of its past. The Great Wall leads into white-dusted buildings and shops. Ah, the Great Wall opens to the town and the seaport. A crest rests over the doorway of the walls of the Old Town. After departing the Old Town, there's a view of one of the squares. Looking back at the Old Town, there's a tower that reaches to the sky. The local market is where one finds the freshest produce. This beautiful obelisk honors the pirates who defended Ibiza from enemy attacks during the 18th century. The Trans-Bapi ferries are the way that everyone transports themselves to Formentera. I'm so excited to ferry over to the island of Formentera. The harbor is lined with lots of yachts, sailboats and ferries. I love this perspective of Ibiza from the sea. Ibiza is also a cruise port, and the old town is filled with tourists. The Mediterranean Sea is as blue as the sky. The view from the top of the hill is spectacular. Let's not forget the beautiful sandy beaches. Private yachts are plentiful on this beautiful, tranquil sea. Fogamari restaurants serve some of the freshest typical dishes on the island, such as paella, fish and vegetables. This is GlobeTrotter and I'm Jon Haggins. I'm here in the Balearic Islands and this is Formentera. You know, there's so many incredible beaches here and the food is exquisito. This is a great destination when you want to get away. It's peaceful, it's relaxing, and it's perfect.
Formentera is the place in Spain where we have like a highest proportion between beach and surface. So we got like nearly 30 kilometers of beaches. As you can see, they are all like crystal clear with white sands. So you can choose a lot, but they are all like kind of little paradise. Formentera is a very small island, so people sometimes ask me why to come here. We don't have like very big cinemas or commercial surface, wherever. And I always say that for this mainly, I mean, we have really, really great beaches. If you come for a week, I would suggest to make a mixture between bicycle or car. Going with a bicycle, I think it gives you like a different perspective sometimes, and you can go and enjoy the paths on the countryside much better. But it's better if you know the island before. So I think it's the best thing is that take maybe a car or a moped for the first 2-3 days, and then you can also move by bicycle. Formentera is an island that depends on another island. So what does this mean? It means that you can just arrive in here with a ferry. We don't have space for an airport, so we don't have an airport. So everybody that comes here has to take the ferry in the port of Ibiza. And then after 35 minutes, you get to the island and you get to the port of Formentera. There are some people traveling with helicopter.
There are many white sand beaches on the island of Formentera with crystal clear water. La Mola Lighthouse overlooks the sea. Formentera also has a town that's lined with restaurants and shops, and it's a perfect destination for a relaxing holiday. I'm Jon Haggins. I'm in the Balearic Islands. This is Mallorca. You are gonna love it because there's so much adventure, there's great food, they make their own wines and olive oil, and the typical food here is just so exquisite. You are absolutely going to love the experience. Great destination for great properties, 5-star hotels, the kind of place you want to go and relax. The public space in the Castillo Hotel is so regal. My room is well appointed with the comforts of home. I have a view of Palma from my terrace, and Palma is the capital of Mallorca. Some of the best cuisine can be found on the Balearic Islands of Spain. Palma offers so much history and culture. I'm taking the Soya Railway to the beautiful port of Soya. This old wooden train rattles its way through the countryside where there are peaks, valleys, towns, and churches. We stopped for a view of the town and the valley. The train passed olive groves, mountains, villages, and open fields. We arrived in Port de Soya, where the port is lined with beaches, fishing boats, and yachts. The old trolley arrives at the last stop of the train and tours the town of Port de Soya. Every town has a beautiful historic church or cathedral. The harbor is lined with fishing boats and tourists and, of course, me. Port de Soya is a romantic destination because of its topography, its mountains, the sea, the boats, the restaurants, etc. The old wooden trolley shows off the town. The streets are filled with happy tourists out for a holiday. The square is congested with tourists surrounding the fountain. The old town has narrow cobblestone streets. I'm fascinated by the wooden trolley. They take me back in time. The buildings have so much history, and the houses have the best view of the bay. The hillside is lined with houses overlooking the bay. The old town of Palma's main boulevard has a canopy that shades the streets. The main cathedral reaches for the sky, and the square has a lovely water fountain. This is fun. I'm taking a Segway through Palma, and it's the fastest way to see the town. The main cathedral really stands out. Mallorcans are very friendly, and I love the view of the seaside. I love all these old squares where everybody congregates. The buildings in the old town reflect its history, many beautiful and artfully designed. I'm taking in the sights of Mallorca. This unusual rock formation rises from the sea. Boy, wouldn't I love to always have this view of the sea.